Listening to you means content may not be suitable for some audiences. Your discretion is advised. Listening to you means content may not be suitable for some audiences. Your discretion is advised.
When you win the Pepsi 500, you're the Pepsi 500 winner.
Exactly.
There you go.
You know, it writes itself sometimes.
Yeah.
Word.
You know? Wait, did that make sense?
No. I prefer to see Booker T than Corey Graves every single season.
No, I'm talking about as far as managing the street profits.
But let me finish.
No.
Mm-hmm. I got chopped so hard that the front of my pants ripped. The hell does that mean?
You got it hard.
Or he got it hard.
Gonna stomp my boots in the...
Yeah, see, puppy. See, puppy.
Exactly. Ay, papi.
Rompe.
See, I got no.
The butthole, no.
Coochie.
Here's your headline.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new edition of Wrestling POV. I am your host, Tony Diaz, along with me, Big Goody.
Hello.
And the third wheel, Rick Serrano III.
Hey, people.
And the third wheel. Oh my God.
Hey, people.
And our third wheel, Miguelco.
Hey, people.
Again, first show of the year, and I fucked up the intro. How did that happen? Anyways, Happy New Year to everybody. I hope everybody had a Happy New Year. I hope nobody drank and drive, because that's not good. It's not good, and we want you guys to continue listening on to our show, and we don't want nothing to happen to you guys. So, don't do that. Don't be a peckerhead.
Choach.
Don't be a choach.
and don't drink and listen to this show. If you're gonna drink and listen to, or maybe you should drink and listen to the show.
All right, for a holiday break, really not that much going on. I think the big topic, the hot tag news that ended up being for the week was the whole Bobby Lashley and Lana wedding, which we will talk about in a little bit. There was an NXT show, but it was an awards show. And didn't
where they got that idea from.
I know, right? You know what? I mean, it's like, give us the benefit of the doubt, man. I mean, Christ, you could have gave us a shout out. You could have did something, man.
Come on, Morrow,
my God. It's like
pulling
teeth. So, yeah, okay. All right. Sure. All right, you know what? Let's get on with the show. Let's go straight to the Facebook poll and comments of the week. Now, Rick, you put up the poll with explaining the pay-per-view points game. There's a lot of people excited about it. I'm really excited about it. I mean, now, of course, it's unified. Did we say unified or undisputed?
Undisputed.
So this undisputed championship, again, it's going to be a mix. It's a mixture of all three titles into one, and but you're still going to be a champion in your own mind. So with the Royal Rumble coming up, whoever wins will be the Royal Rumble champion. Whoever wins, what's the next pay-per-view? Hell in a Cell?
Yeah, something like that.
So yeah, we'll go with Hell in a Cell. The next one, Elimination Chamber. Normally,
yeah, that one.
That one, yeah. I heard you say that, Rick. Thanks.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so now it's now. So, like, the Elimination Chamber, if you win that one, you become the Elimination Chamber champion. So, just to get
it's like NASCAR, 100%. I mean, they
exactly.
copied us, but
they did too. They did.
So, like, when you win the Pepsi 500, you're the Pepsi 500 winner.
Exactly.
There you go.
It writes itself sometimes.
Yeah.
Word.
Wait, did that make sense?
No.
Oh, gee, thank you. Let's just make it sense, all right? fuckers. All right, so now, and of course the points has been written on there, and the one thing I'm shocked NASCAR hasn't copied us is the last place. So if you're last place, you get -5 points. It should be 10. I'm gonna talk to the president and make him change that shit to 10. Maybe he'll say yes. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, how about this? Anybody from the Wrestling POV crew, if they get last place, they get -10.
No.
No.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Relax.
Yeah, that's pushing it. It should be everybody, because, we're in it now. We can win that title. Yeah, it should be fair for everybody. So, so just check it out. The point system is right on there, so that way if you want to keep tabs on yourself, that's fine. Matt Novak, he says, looking forward to it. Bring it on. Paul T. Phillips says, hell yeah, I'll take that title. Sign me up. And Miguel Vera says, like the new system. So, yeah, there you go. All right. So, we got another post from Anton Hoffman. Anton with a W. Sorry, Hoffman. And I told you know what? That's his new name now. Anton with a W. It'll never be the other one that he was trying to tell me to say. So it's going to stay Anton with a W. Now he posted. He wrote Wrestling POV's DC correspondent Anton Hoffman. He wrote, while I think AEW is good, I wait. It's bad. The move here is puzzling for a few reasons. Now, I'm assuming he was doing a year-end review?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this guy is amazing. He's half man, half amazing. He comes from DC. He's writing down everything he feels about AEW. And I have to say, he's very articulate. I mean, he uses some big words that Tony can't even pronounce.
I know, right?
Yeah, so it's pretty good.
So that's why I want you to read them.
Yeah, so you definitely check it out. It's on our page. His year-end review of AEW. It's really articulate and it's really liberating.
Yes, it is, and there was a
liberated.
few people that comment on it, voicing their opinions also, and you know, honestly, Anton with a W's got a good point.
Just call him.
He does.
No, I'm going to call him Anton with a W. That's it.
I do not condone this, Antoine.
You know what? No, he's done messed up, and Antoine.
He's got it right this time.
Anton with a W. There you go. We're going right back to it. And then, of course, some idiot posted, when Tony Diaz used big words on the show, shows a dog with wearing glasses. That's messed up. And, of course, we got the T-shirts on sale, folks, that will be available at the end of the month. I was rocking them. Man. Jazzy J was rocking them, and looks pretty cool. I like the design. I like the new look. And then, they will be on sale at the end of the month, and they're $21 each, plus shipping. If you want all three colors, which is the red, white, and black, because those are the official colors of Wrestling POV, it's $55 for all three, plus the shipping, because we gotta ship it, So, all right. So the next post that Rick put up was the Pope. You put the Pope up with the Fiend, and those of you that didn't know, the Pope, there was something happened to the Pope where he was out, meeting the public, shaking hands, kissing babies, and a lady grabbed the Pope's hand pretty aggressively, and the Pope, pulled his hand back. Said something to her. I don't know what slapped her. He said.
Well, he didn't slap her. He just patted her. Yeah. Like let go of her.
Yeah, like let go.
All right. If he didn't slap her, then she didn't violently pull. People are like, oh, she violently pulled him. Bro, she gave him a little tug. It was a little tug.
It was a hard tug.
It was a big tug because he went backwards.
All right, he's the Pope. He ain't a frail man. All right,
he's pretty
old.
Frail. I mean, come on, man.
Come on, man. He's as big as George W. All right,
he's old. It's like pulling your grandfather and be like, "Hey, come here."
Hey, my grandfather's a big man.
Exactly.
But this, I thought it was hilarious. The world, listen, man, she wanted some Pope love.
I guess so.
And she's like, I'm going to get it.
So you kind of altered the picture of that scene, and you put the Fiend on there.
She was fiending.
Yeah,
She was fiending.
yeah, I would say so. So that was pretty funny. I got a good chuckle out of that.
A little ha-ha and hee-hee.
A little of the ha-ha and the hee-hees.
And the ho-ho.
So now the next poll. This one, actually, you did a poll.
Yes.
You put down with Booker T's comments on WWE Backstage about him wanting to manage the Street Profits. Can you dig that? Or tell me what you didn't just say that. All right, so Rick, what's your reasoning behind putting this post?
Well, I was interested because you know what? I want to see Booker T back on TV. I don't want to see him in the pay-per-view stuff anymore. Listen, the whole thing with Harlem Heat talking smack with the Revival, I thought that was huge. I would love to see that at WrestleMania. But I really want to see Booker T back. And I was looking back at the Attitude Era and stuff like that and the whole invasion of WCW. Booker T was a huge part of that, and I feel like he doesn't get the respect he deserves. I think everybody thinks of him as a joke right now. Like, he's the ha-ha guy.
Yeah.
But I want him to get back into that.
I mean, it's kind of hard to when you come up with words like shucky, quack, quack, shucky, ducky,
Shucky, ducky, quack, quack.
You know, I mean, you can't take a man serious
That's
for
true.
referring a freaking squeaky doll, freaking duck.
Bathtub.
Fucking. I mean, come on. I can't take you serious. You're coming at me with, yeah, you got a problem with that? Well, shucky ducky quack quack. You know, I mean, come on, man. You know, I mean, seriously,
Listen, man.
You can't take somebody serious for saying that.
See, the thing is, after telling Hulk Hogan he's coming for you, Ninja, he had to water it down, but he watered it down too much.
That's a little bit too much.
Yeah, he went.
What, he thought about that while he was taking a bath for the rubber ducky?
But wasn't he running
Rubber
like
ducky,
for
you're the
mayor or
one.
something in Houston?
That's true. Yeah, he wanted to be mayor.
Yeah,
Sort of
so
was.
he's got
No, but honestly,
And that was like 10 years ago.
All right. But honestly, I think Booker T would do great things for the Street Profits. I honestly think that if we take away the jokingness from them and make them into a more of a Harlem Heat kind of tag team, and being managed by Booker T and let Booker T be the funny guy, I think it'll be gold. Gold, Jerry. Gold. I love it. I can dig that.
Okay, now Mimi, what's your opinion on it?
I agree with Rick. I prefer to see Booker T than Corey Graves every single time.
No, I'm talking about as far as managing the Street Profits.
But let me finish.
No.
And as him managing the Street Profits, absolutely. I think he would benefit them more so than that.
Yeah, because right now they're coming off as a joke. I mean, I get it.
Who, the Street Profits?
Yeah.
Really? You think so?
They are taken serious.
Yeah.
They are taken serious in their in-ring ability, but they're a sideshow. They do a lot of joking around. I mean, look what they were doing for 3 months.
That's not real. They've always been like that, though.
Yeah,
I get it,
they're
but
like
I don't think people take them seriously.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so. especially with, first of all, I don't even really like, what's his name? Not Dawkins. What's the other guy?
Montez
The other
Ford?
guy. Montez Ford. I got some beef with him, too. You know what? Montez Ford can go in the book, too. If he's not careful, he'll go there with his wife.
Right?
But seriously, I honestly, they're just joking around a lot. They're too... Like, let's just get serious, bro. Like,
so what do you think Booker T's gonna bring into the?
Let him be the comedy guy. Let them be the serious.
That's really gonna be, I mean, you were just saying that Booker T needs to be, I mean.
He's too.
Or he doesn't.
You were the one who's saying
I didn't say that.
Quack, quack.
Yeah, I know that, but he was saying that, like Booker T's been like a comedy act himself.
But listen. If that's the case, I'd rather him be the comedy guy and have the other guy serious. But what I really would like is a Harlem Heat shit going down and him being serious.
With the Revival.
No, I want Harlem Heat with the Street Profits. I want Booker T to manage them as if he was Harlem Heat and they're all Harlem Heat. Let that be the thing, man. Be the Street Profits.
Harlem Heat 2.0?
Yeah. Be the Street Profits, but have a Harlem Heat attitude. And have Booker T, can you dig that, sucker? And all that stuff. I mean, I'm just saying. Right? Tell me, you didn't just say that.
Yeah, we did. With the shucky ducky. Quick. All right, so now, Kenny Gephardt, he said he doesn't fit with them. Oh. Jason Alberti responded to that and said, not only that, but they don't need him either. Damn, Rick.
Tony, what do you think? Do they need him?
I don't think they need him, but it's a nice contemplation added to them.
Chris Seal, he says, there's tons of potential, to be honest. Would like to see them put over in Profits versus Jones. What the fuck is that?
Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe.
Oh, Jesus Christ. They really did that quick? Jesus. The Profits can replace the Usos spot while they prove they can stay sober away from the ring. Jesus, man.
Wow.
My God. That was just terrible. RJ Adams says, nope, leave them be. They need a heater for what? Exactly. Brian Luke Lehman, he says, no, thank you. That's all he said. Pinky in the air. Teddy Darling, he said, they'd actually be entertaining if he did. Well, you got one there. And our very own Matt Novak, he says, they had a funny segment a while back, but the last thing they need is a mouthpiece. So even he doesn't agree with that. That's your lad there, your 38 lad buddy.
You know, I don't know if he's my 38 lad buddy anymore, because he asked me, he's like, hey, mate, let me just ask you, what does 38 lads mean?
He forgot!
Right, I explained.
How did he forget?
Come on!
Come on, man! The reference was right there. And then when you was trying to recruit Josh Sanders, that's why I came out with the 38 herbs and spices.
And I think that's great, but he turned us down.
He turned you down, man. I'm not part of 38 lads.
I mean, you could be.
No, I don't want to. Rick's trying to form a faction. He's trying to form a faction. But the thing of it is, it was written right there. It wrote itself. 38 herbs and spices. The herbs and spices is Josh Sanders. And Matt didn't know what the 38 lads mean?
No, and it's clear. The 3 is me. He's the 8 because he's ultra perfecto. The one and only. And he's going to go act like he don't know. I've been telling you that. I mean, it's too many kids in that house. What's happening? He must have thought it was 38 kids, but it's like,
he lost his brain cells.
Holy cow. All right, so now here's my opinion back on the Booker T thing. Do the Street Profits really need him? I'm going to go with no. And the reason why is because they got Montez Ford is the talker of the group, and he does very, very well. So I think the way WWE looks at it is they don't need another voice to be the voice of that team. Mm-hmm. When Montez Ford, when he's the one that does all the talking anyway. You know, because the other guy, Angelo, he's a fam, yo, that's the only thing he is. You know?
He's a hype guy.
He's not a hype guy. He's just a word, really, like Miguel on the show. You know, just once in a while.
Oh my goodness!
He throws in the fucking.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my goodness! Exactly. You know, he's not the talker of this group, and neither is Angelo. He's not. He's the fam. Word. All right, fam. We can't do that, fam. You know, that's all he is. Montez Ford is the guy that does all the talking, and the comedy act is there for him. Now, if they added Booker T and you want him to be the talker, it's not going to... I don't know. Would it on paper? Yeah, I think it would be a good idea. But the way they are personally, it won't work. It won't work. Montez Ford talks too much in order to have a manager talk for him. He just talks too much. So I'm going to go with no. So.
What did the people say?
Now, the people. Tell me what the people say. Propaganda reference. 81% says, I can dig that. And the 19% said, you didn't just say that. So, yeah, well, there you go, Rick. A lot of people agree with you.
Thank you.
You know, so you should be happy.
I am a little happy here.
Oh, all right. So.
Miguel, are you happy?
No, I'm not. Tony said the same thing about 10 different times, and he's talking about Montez Ford talking a lot.
It's the same thing. Same thing.
Word, fam.
So, word, fam. That's what he is. All right, so hater comment. Who we got?
Matt Novak.
Matt Novak.
Not knowing
There
38
you go.
lads.
You know what, Matt's setting all sorts of records because now he's the first hater comment of the year.
First hater comment of the year.
All right, so do the honors.
Hater alert, Matt Novak.
All right, with that being said, it is time for the wrestling news from around the world. Take it away, Rick.
All right, before we do that, let's get into some birthdays. All right. Good old JR turned 68 years old.
That's some bitch.
Yeah. Stone Cold! Stone Cold!
Just hold on a sec, though. I'm a huge fan of JR.
Say
I
it.
really am.
Say it.
But you know what? I
Say
think
it.
it's time to retire.
Yeah,
he looks. Come on, man. He looks so lost in AEW. You know, he's. Oh my God, it's atrocious. There it is, the first words of the new year. But he's getting bad. He's getting worse and worse every day. It's like, you know, he's one. Don't get me wrong, people. He's one of the greatest commentators of all time. But he's getting bad. He's getting bad. He's getting worse. Go ahead, Rick.
You know what it is right there? Is just gotta hang up that barbecue bottle. Just gotta hang him up.
It's time to hang up the hat and the barbecue sauce there, JR. Some
It's
bitch.
over.
Whoa. Angelo wants to say something. Fam. Come on, fam.
Word.
It's time to hang it up, fam.
Word.
All right, that's all I know.
All right. From JR to one of the greatest managers of all time, the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, turned 76 years old.
Does he have... what?
76?
Yes.
Does he have hair plugs in his hair? I mean, because
Bro.
it seems like he's not losing his hair.
Bro, it's that spray on hair. That's what it is.
I was going to say, I was like, he must still dye it and everything.
Spray on hair that grows?
Yeah.
Come on, his hair
dye
is down
it.
in the middle of his back.
So is Hulk
Yo.
Hogan's.
No, Hulk Hogan's been lost on
Hulk Hogan is
that.
gone, yeah.
He's
But
clinging
not-
onto that shit.
With Jimmy Hart, though, man, I love that whole show they had with him on the network. I don't know why they don't bring that back.
I know, right? That was actually a pretty good show.
It was really good. He was annoying as hell.
The Legends House, right? Or something
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah.
And that's what made him a great manager. He was annoying
Yeah.
as hell. Yeah, sounds like you. Okay.
Ooh. That's why Rich is a great manager.
Thank you. I am a great manager. Speaking of which, man, have you ever, Tony, the question. I was at an event the other day. I got chopped so hard
Yep.
that the front of my pants ripped. The hell does that mean?
You got it hard.
Or he got it hard.
Oh! Holy shit.
Damn, Miguel.
Right? Holy shit. Man, he's on fire. Oh my God.
With that being said, let's go into the wrestling news from around the world. All right, big news, ladies and gentlemen. We have an engagement, and it rocked the wrestling world.
Yeah, it did.
Nikki Bella got engaged.
Yeah.
Good for her.
She's been wanting that ring, man. Well, yeah. Well, you know what I mean.
Twice. This is a third time?
No, this will be her second marriage.
Then
No, because she was engaged to John Cena. And she was married that one time before. Remember they did that
yeah,
whole
I
thing
know.
on
I was
Total
to say
Divas?
this will be her third engagement.
Or her engagement, not marriage.
Yeah.
This will be her second marriage.
Second marriage, third engagement, fourth boob job. We all know what it means.
Six botch.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's her sister.
Her sister.
Bree. But no, that wasn't the biggest engagement of the wrestling world. No!
Nope.
Charlotte and Andrade have gotten engaged.
Yeah, she said see.
See.
See, Poppy.
I mean-
No, I gotta ask this question because I was watching Ride Along on the network and he was on there with Selena Vega
Bro.
and yo, his English is not so good.
It's no good.
It's no good. Like,
No, it's not.
throughout the whole thing, all he kept saying was, hey, calm down. Calm down. And then it got to the point where even Selena was like, that's like the 14th time you told me to calm down. You better chill out with that. You know, hey, calm down. You know, so I'm wondering what the fuck the communication is between him and Charlotte.
Well, Charlotte,
hey, calm down.
well, she understands it. Though. She understands Spanish and she speaks.
Does she?
Yes.
Yeah, sí, papi.
She's-
Sí, papi.
Exactly. Ay, papi.
Rompe, rompe.
Sí, allá no.
The butthole, no.
Coochie, coochie.
But
Wow.
you know what I'm saying? The communication I've never heard Charlie even remotely say anything about speaking Spanish.
Well, I've heard her spoke Spanish.
Spoken Spanish, really.
But look at that
Really?
mommy and poppy videos that we watch on YouTube all the time with Pops, the old man Pops. That he was a Navy guy. He married a Puerto Rican
Oh, yeah.
lady,
I know you're
and
talking
she
about.
has a really thick accent.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so it could work.
Yeah, but Andrade barely speaks English.
Yeah, an accent is different from not being able to speak the language.
Exactly. That's two totally different
No.
things.
He know good. He know
He,
good.
he just,
He
hey,
speaking good.
They
Calm
can
down.
learn together.
calm down.
Tranquilo.
Tranquilo, you know what I say? No,
Come
you don't know
con
what I
te
say?
querisi.
Hey, you don't know what I say? Or do you know what I say? Okay, calm down. Go fuck yourself.
All right. The last bit of news, speaking of go fuck yourself, Lars Sullivan.
Oh, boy.
Lars Sullivan.
Oh, you know what? This almost became the hot tag news, so just be aware of that.
Lars Sullivan put himself in a little bit of a pickle, if you know what I'm saying. Just a little bit. I mean,
Just a little bit.
so I had
my
Mimi watch
God.
this
Jesus.
for professiontional purposes. Yeah, it
Oh,
wasn't Sunday, so I couldn't
man.
watch.
So, what was
right.
his name? Mitch something? It was Mitch something. I don't know what it was.
Listen, man. All right, so basically, the history of Lars Sullivan is that he got fined like $100,000 for making homophobic remarks on Twitter
Yes.
years ago.
Yes.
And then somebody was doing their homework, and they found out that Lars Sullivan was in a gay porno,
yeah.
a gay for pay porno,
Yeah.
which is basically a straight guy doing gay porn for pay.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Now, but here's my question. You came out and said some guy did their research.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say they didn't put Lars Sullivan porn. They had, because Lars Sullivan, when he did that porn, he was under a different name.
Yeah.
Mitch somebody or whatever. I forgot what it was, the whole thing. But my thing is, he wasn't doing research on Lars. How would he know? He was into some freaky shit. And he goes, damn, that looks like Lars Sullivan.
Well, you know
Wait a
what?
minute, that tattoo looks familiar. But, I mean, he has it covered, but...
You know how guys are with girl on girl, so some guys like guy on guy.
Well, hey, we're not saying there's anything wrong with that, but Rick is coming out saying some guy did a research on Lars. No, he wasn't. He was watching some porn. Just be straight up.
Listen, Mr. Rick is trying to cover for himself. Miguel!
But the thing of it is that it's everybody's asking, all right, so what's going to happen with Lars now? Because I'll tell you this much, a lot of people were complaining and they were saying that, and it kind of makes sense, but then it doesn't make sense. They said that if China, but yet China can't still get into the Hall of Fame because she did porn. You know what I'm saying? So they're trying to relate it to, well, he might get into the Hall of Fame, but he shouldn't because he did a porno.
Bro, all right, Tony, I'm gonna stop you there because first of all, his career hasn't even started.
I'm telling you what other people said.
I understand, and these
No, you
people
don't.
are imbeciles.
And they
They're
are.
imbeciles. They shouldn't be talking about Hall of Fame. What they should be talking about, and this is what's been pissing me off about this story, is that everybody on all these other wrestling pages are like, listen, I'm going to take this post down. You're not going to talk about this anymore because it's not wrestling related. Motherfuckers, let me tell you something. You guys bashed Paige. Y'all posted all this stuff about Paige for months.
Yeah.
Do not do that and say we're not allowed to talk about Lars Sullivan.
Yeah.
Don't be those guys. Do not do that. That is hypocritical to the umpteenth power. You know what umpteenth is? It's after something.
It's after something.
So it's crazy, bro. It's like, do not do that. That is so hypocritical. And listen, you want to talk about Lars Sullivan? Come on the Wrestling POV podcast page, and we will talk about Lars Sullivan. For all those other wrestling pages out there that are saying, I will block you, you will not be allowed to talk about Lars Sullivan and his gay porn acting on this page. Go to hell. Yeah. Come on the Wrestling POV podcast page because listen.
No, I agree with you on that.
I'm not saying anything is wrong with what he did because everybody got their history. Everybody did what they did.
And to each his own too. So who the fuck? Yeah. For me, it's like who cares? So what? But then again, they are right because they were like, well, he made some homophobic slurs. He made some negative comments, and he was fined $100,000, which he wasn't, but. And he was paying for that. So, I mean, I can understand some people's point of view by why they're upset. And, they're like, you know what? He's a fucking hypocrite. He did gay porn, but then he's going to make homosexual slurs.
The thing is, the most homophobic person always has homophobic tendencies.
Everybody says that. I don't believe that. I really don't. I don't. Because you got to think about it this way too. A lot of people who are really Christian faith people, that's against their beliefs.
But they're not homophobic.
But that's what you're saying. You're saying that the ones that are against homophobia or whatever are the most homophobic.
I think the way to look at this is that there are tendencies, because we can't speak on the whole gay community, but there are tendencies in which people that are gay are taught to believe that being gay is bad, and they get this self-hatred for themselves, and they go out and they do things like put out homophobic responses, and this is when the gay community and people in general need to come around and be like, listen, man, you said what you said. You did this. And again, he doesn't have to tell people his business, if he's gay or not, because again, it doesn't matter. But to look out for the guy and make sure, listen, do you hate yourself, bro? Because it's okay to be who you are. And I think that's the whole thing that we, as people, need to get an understanding is sometimes people say hateful things because they hate themselves. So that's another way to look at it, at this whole Lars Sullivan thing. So...
But let me say something too. But you know how many times where we would, back in the day, we would say, "Oh, you fag," or "Oh, that's so gay," and all this other shit. People nowadays would take that as a homophobic slur.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Back in the day, in my day, saying faggot was a norm.
Yeah,
it really was.
But the thing is. That what he wrote down in his tweet was in the past, and they brought it out.
How long ago? How long ago did he do that? That wasn't too long ago.
But look at Kevin Hart.
True.
Look at Kevin Hart when he talked about if my son comes home, he says.
No, his biggest fear was that his son would
come
be gay.
home and he was going to hit him in the head. You know what I mean? But it's people change, people evolve, and.
But that he's also a comedian, so he did that in his act too about him and his son being gay. But the thing
is, like I said,
it depends on the circumstance, I guess.
Right.
Because like I said, like you brought it out. Back in my day, it was the norm to say fag, or faggot or whatever. Come on, man, why you gotta be a fag? Don't be a fag. That was the norm. Actually, this is the most I've ever said it in up teen years.
Yeah.
Because you're right. As time went on, more people were being sensitive to it, and I stopped saying it. You know what I'm saying? I stopped. It's not in my conversation. I don't call people that because of the way society is nowadays. It's like, okay, well, you know what? I respect that. You find it offensive? Okay, fine. I'll stop. But, like you said in the Kevin Hart situation. The same thing with the Lars situation too. It's like, you know, are you going to really say that I'm a homophobe because I used to say that word back in the day when it was the norm? No.
And I did a porn video.
No, I didn't do that shit. Maybe Rick did last Sunday, but not me.
No, with the whole Lars Sullivan situation, I just think it's like he said what he said, and he didn't want to come out and be like, "Yo, I did this gay thing, so I'm not really a homomophobe," because he didn't want to put himself on blast.
And that's true, and his situation is tough, because it's like, how do you come out of this? But not only that, he suffers from this anxiety disorder.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah,
I'm sorry to say, I mean, I've changed, because I just told you guys it's a word I used to say a lot when I was a teenager, and growing up, I don't say it anymore. I do have a respect for that. And I agree. You're right. You know what? It is offensive. But there's people out there that don't give a damn. Mm-hmm. If Lars Sullivan comes back from this, you really honestly going to tell me that the people out there in the arena is going to have a sign that says Mitch or Mitch, whatever his name was when he did that? You don't think that he's going to say, "Hey, I'm hiring," I mean, no, it's seriously.
True,
there's still assholes out there that will do something like that. You don't think somebody's going to come out with a chant and say, "Mitch, Mitch," you know what I'm saying? Is he going to really ignore that? He had a hard time even being on TV.
Yeah.
And they delayed it.
Yeah.
I mean, where do you think he's going to go from here?
I don't know, man.
It's tough. How can you, especially in his situation? Now, I will say this. If he didn't say the homophobic slur, okay, take that out of the equation, okay? Now, how do you look at Lars Sullivan? Because this happened, putting that slur aside, how do you?
I mean, I look at it as this wrestling business, or not even the business, the fandom is very machismo heavy, and I feel like it's going to be hard for him to get past that.
But what I was trying to get at with that slur aside, what I was trying to get at was, you know what? If people could forgive Paige, then they should still be able to do it with Lars too.
Oh, I think they would, but I think
what I'm saying?
I think because of the mentality of men being gay is less acceptable than a woman to men. Then I feel like it would be difficult for Lars.
They didn't give Darren Young a hard time.
No, they didn't give Darren Young a hard time.
But that's because Darren Young also came out as gay.
Yeah, Sonny Kiss.
Lars Sullivan, that's true, but they are very.
But I will say this, just to be devil's advocate, I will say this. What's his name? Chris Canyon. If you guys remember Chris Canyon from back in the day, he committed suicide. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And one of the things was because he was gay. And you're right, Rick. I'm not saying you're wrong. But, he was saying that because in the wrestling business, it is the machismo. It's manly, you know what I'm saying? And he was gay, and it was hard for him to live through that. And, he was a good talent, a good act, back in the day. But, if he had a Darren Young or something like that, he probably would have came through with this and wouldn't commit suicide. But, so that I agree with you too. But at the same time, for me, it's like if he didn't say that homophobic slur, people shouldn't. All right, so what? He did it. So what?
Exactly.
That's how I see it.
I agree with you.
But then you got other people who saying, he did say that homophobic slur, and then he went and did this. It's kind of like, for me, he put himself in that situation. And my thing is like, it's kind of damaging because of the simple fact that when he comes out there, there's always going to be that one person that's either going to have a sign or is going to be verbal about it and call him Mitch and say something about gay porn. It's going to happen. It's not like it's not going to.
And this is where I don't necessarily condone violence, but this is when it's up to you people out there, your POVs, to slap those mofos up across the head and be like, shut the hell up.
Just
What's the matter with you?
Yeah, just enjoy the show. There's no reason for that, to be honest. But it's out there, and there's nothing anybody can do except, like what you said, we're just slap him in the head. Yo, enjoy the fucking show. Stop.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, well, with that, that's all the news I got. On to the rumors.
All right, which is nothing because holiday break, people. I couldn't even get a word out. All right, injury, Rick.
Injury, my chest is throbbing still.
You know what? I should have given you a chop that day that we did the Brian Christopher's. That way you can feel what a real chop is. I have the hardest chop in the business.
No, that's okay.
Oh, okay.
That's okay. No, definitely not. I don't want that. Yeah. So other than that, no injuries, so we're good in the new year.
Good. All right. So with that being said, let's get into the hot tag news of the week. Even though it just felt like we just did it. The whole Lana and Bobby Lashley story. Now, first of all, I do got to put this out there. I'm not making fun, but someone posted it, and I had to repost it. It says, "Is there any man or woman that objects to this marriage?" And then there was a picture of Lars Sullivan. So, but you see what I'm saying? It's not gonna stop. It's somebody out there is gonna say something.
Can we say something about Lana? Was she playing blackface?
No, we'll get to that. So now, so the whole Lana and Bobby Lashley wedding fiasco. There was a couple scenes where somebody would come out and say, "I'm Lana's ex-boyfriend. I object to this marriage." He got slammed. A woman came out. "I'm Bobby Lashley's ex-wife." She got hit. And then Liv Morgan, she comes out and claims that she was with Lana. And she objects to this wedding. Now, first of all, I hated this segment. A lot of people liked it. It was it was the highest segment of the Raw.
YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. People like this shit. But it was just funny for me because the crowd was chanting Jerry, Jerry. But the controversy on this and the hot tag news of it was, what are your thoughts on the Lana and Liv pairing? Sonya Deville is somewhere yelling that was my idea. They're not even gay. So, Rick, why'd you post this?
All right. So I just thought the whole thing was funny because I didn't even watch it live. I just saw everybody posting about it, and I said, damn, Sonya Deville is mad because her and Mandy Rose pitched this whole lesbian idea. Mm-hmm. So when I finally watched it, though, I have a whole new point on it. First of all, Liv Morgan got zero pop.
Zero.
The worst introduction to a new character in the history of wrestling. Right there. The Gobbledygooker had a better pop than that.
Bastion Booger had a bigger pop.
Yeah. I mean, the Berserker had a better pop than that. I mean, it was terrible.
The Mrs. Fuller had a bigger pop than that.
Put his hands on my Fuller. That was a terrible pop, by the way.
It was.
But the more I look at it, I don't see it as a lesbian angle at all.
No.
The way I look at it is that Liv Morgan is being destructive, and that's her new character, is being a destructive, like a little psychopath.
Right.
And she grew up, and now she's going to do bigger things like she did in her teenage days.
Yeah.
And why would Lana hit her? It doesn't make sense to me why Lana would attack her.
Would attack her, yeah.
Yeah. I think Lana attacked her because she was like, this is the third interruption.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to attack you.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a lesbian angle at all. I think we're going to get more on it in the coming weeks.
There's a lot of different opinions about this.
Yeah.
But the main thing was that they're saying that Sonya Deville was upset. Now, I'm going to explain this, and I hope this doesn't come off the wrong way. But no, I mean, just because you're gay doesn't mean that you have to do a lesbian angle. Right. For me, everybody's like, oh, it was Sonya Deville's idea. So what? So why? Because she's really gay? So what? Who cares? For me, it was like, okay, what was the pitch then? What was supposed to happen? What's the end game? I always say that. What's the fucking end game? But I agree with you, Rick. I think this whole thing with Liv Morgan is she's just psychotic. And she just wanted to fuck it up. And Lana was just like, meh. But then again, they started putting pictures out there with Liv Morgan and Lana together. Where are they going to go with this? I don't know. Is this going to be a lesbian angle? I don't know. You know, am I going to still watch it? Yeah, I'm still going to watch it because got to report it. But but my thing is that just because you're gay doesn't mean you have to. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And
I don't want to sound insensitive to that, but it's the truth.
But the thing is, how I see it too is that, and how I look at it is that they don't want to pigeonhole her as far as, oh, you're gay, so now you're gonna go with this gay angle. You know what I mean?
But she's the one that pitched it.
I understand that, but I could see why they could put a kibosh to that, because they didn't want to focus on her sexuality,
right?
But on her wrestling,
right? No, and I agree with that. It's just like, and I might be going off topic, but it's the truth. But it's just like when a straight guy acts like a gay guy in the show or a movie.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, is he really gay? No. I mean, he's just acting gay. You know, Christ, Shameless, the one dude. You know, he's as straight as it can be, and he's gay, and they get into it. You know,
they do.
But you know, or even a gay guy playing a straight guy.
Right.
Sheldon from Big Bang Theory. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Yeah.
he's gay.
Yeah, I know that. I meant gay guy playing
He's
straight
playing
guy.
straight. Yeah. Sorry.
So, you know, I'm just like, you know, does it really matter who's playing it? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm sorry to say, you know, the gay community, they can be a little fugazi about shit, you know, because they got pissed off because a straight guy was playing a gay guy at some or one movie or something, and they got upset, and they're like, why is he playing that character? He's not even gay. It's like, who the fuck cares? Is my opinion. In this angle, if it turns out to be a lesbian angle, who the fuck cares? You know, is Lana gay? No, she's not. Is Liv Morgan gay? Who knows? You know, but for me, in my opinion, my POV, I'd rather see Sonya Deville be a kick-ass person than put her in the fucking lesbian angle.
I agree.
Seriously.
I agree with that.
And it's nothing to do with her sexuality, but it's like she flaunts that she's gay. She puts that rainbow flag in the back of her pocket. So we already know. You know what I'm saying? There's no hiding the fact that she's gay. She came out and she said it. She's on Total Divas, I'm assuming she mentions it a lot. So it's like, for me, it's like, I don't care about that angle. This angle, let's see where it's going. I'm curious. I'm really curious to know where it's going.
And the way I look at it is with Sonya Deville, it's just like you guys were saying about whole gay person playing a straight person playing a gay person. I just think they want more of an opportunity where, listen, I'm just playing me. So instead of having it, oh, you have to play a gay character, I'm already gay. So let's just make it easy on everybody, you know?
Yeah.
So that's the way I look at it with Sonya Deville. I mean,
but then again, they will have to find another gay person too.
Oh, of course, yeah.
You know.
But then if you look at it, like a lot of people with Scarlett Johansson, they're like, she's playing Asian characters, but she's clearly a white lady. See, those are things where I have issues with. It's just like, that don't make sense. But so I understand why.
Well, Morgan Freeman played an Irishman in the fucking Shawshank Redemption. So I mean, come on.
So I understand. You know what I'm saying? So I understand where Sonya Deville's beef is, but I don't really think she has beef. I think I don't think she is. I think she's just playing a troll, and she's being acting upset.
No, but I think the people.
Yeah, I think the people.
I think people are putting words in her mouth.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I don't think she's pissed.
She put like an angry emoji face, and it was just like, I think she's just playing around. I think everybody else is just, well, she's gay. She's
upset.
Yeah. So no, and she did pitch the idea, but you know what?
She did.
They turned against it.
But you know what though? Honestly, and I said this earlier too. I personally, and I'm pretty sure this is what they told her, I personally would rather see Sonya Deville as a person that will kick your fucking ass in the ring than to do this lesbian angle. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. I agree.
You know, but I'm sure that's what they told her too.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
And I'd rather Liv be the psychotic character
crazy
than the lesbian
person,
angle. But people need to get over this Bray Wyatt shit, bro. Get over it. It's not gonna happen. Her and Bray Wyatt, like she does not need to be with Bray Wyatt.
No, she don't. But you can't front that. It would be a good idea.
It would have been, and Paige would have been a great Sister Abigail, but it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Let's move past it, people. She's on Raw. He's on SmackDown.
Yep.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah. All right, so let's read some comments off of this. Josh Sanders, he said that the whole segment was awful and it took way too long. They should have finished with the show with Orton and AJ instead. I kind of agree, but I really didn't. Well, I kind of like that.
I like the ending. I like the ending.
Yeah.
Listen, it was long, but listen, man, look at the pop. Hey, say what you say. Look what Lana said. It got the most views.
It did
of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, and for some reason, Vince loved doing that angle.
Yeah.
Because this isn't the first time they did a wedding on fucking Raw.
This is like the fourth time.
Stephanie, the Edge. Oh my God.
Stephanie, Edge.
Crazy.
You had Daniel Bryan.
Yep.
Yeah, and what's his name? Chuck and Bob, or Chuck and Billy.
Right.
Clay Cummings, Fan of the Year winner. He said, I wish they would stop this storyline. It's getting dumber and dumber by the week. Plus, all this hype for Liv, and this is what you put her in?
That's how
ridiculous.
But that's how I felt, too, because like, they were hyping her up, and then she comes out like this, and I'm like...
Yeah.
No pop.
No pop. No.
You
know what it is, too? I don't think anybody recognized her.
Nobody recognized her.
I didn't. I thought it was
First of all, she put on some weight.
A little bit.
If not, that suit is horrible. Don't ever wear that suit again.
But not only that, she had pink hair.
True.
She came out blonde.
Right.
Nobody, come on, people.
But like I said, it was just, it came out, and I'm like, all that freaking vignettes and all that shit for this?
Yeah. Yeah.
I wasn't impressed.
Yeah.
If they didn't do the vignettes and she came out, I would have been different.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, but at the same time, I still think people would have even been more curious as to who the hell she is. But I think that's the reason why they did the vignettes, just so people could say, "Oh, Liv Morgan." It didn't work because
I didn't like
it. And I'll be honest, like from the time she walked out, and from the time they really started paying attention to her talking, I was still confused. I was like, "Wait, is that Liv? No, that is Liv. Wait, no, it's not. Wait, yeah, it is." You know what I'm saying?
That was the thing. That's what they wanted to.
I don't think they wanted to do that. I really don't. Because that's why they did the vignettes, just so people can remember. Right. Oh, that's Liv. That's Liv.
Call Vince.
I'm gonna right after the damn show. Elio Canella from Wrestling POV Global. He says, I can't believe they did this to Liv Morgan. Damn, he's like pissed off, huh? Mm-hmm. All the vignettes they've been airing, and we get this. And what's with Bobby Lashley's eyebrows? I don't think they were even more noticeable than they were tonight. Just end the storyline already. Which I did comment, and I said, well, he is in the book, Elio. For the painted on eyebrows. Mm-hmm. And speaking of painted on eyebrows, when they were kissing, half of Lashley's face was on fucking Lana.
That's what I'm saying. She played blackface.
It's like
it looked like doo-doo, baby.
It was. And the thing of it is, like, if you rewatch it, if you dare to rewatch it, look at Bobby Lashley when that happened. He was just like, and he was trying to like, he touched her, and then he wasn't trying to talk loud because they had two hot mics there, and he was just like, and then he finally, like, when all the hoopla was going around, he finally told her, like, you can see, he finally, like, wipe your face, like that, and she started wiping her face, but that didn't work.
No, man.
So with that being said, I want to put Lana's doodoo face.
All right, yeah, we'll do that. Lana's doo-doo face is in the book. Go ahead, do the honors.
All right, Lana's doo-doo face. You just made the book. 4.
No, 4. And put 4 at the end.
4.
F4. All right, so now, Rick, you responded to Elliot saying Bobby Lashley's eyebrows has been in our books for weeks now. Laughed my ass off. You also put down that could also see this as Liv I'm not going to read the whole thing because you just said it.
Exactly.
Matthew Vale, he said, just so everyone here knows, the last segment ratings was higher than they have been in a long time. It seems that's what wrestling marks want isn't the same as what the general viewing public want. Wow. Alrighty then.
We're not marks.
A lot of people responded to him saying, Peter Mikiden, he says, catering to marks does nothing but make them feel important in running a product, even though 90% don't have a single idea worthwhile when it comes to the business. Cough, AEW, cough. A little jab there. Simon Christopher Davis, he says, it's funny when marks call other marks marks. Simon Christopher Davis responded to you, Rick, and said, fans, WWE need to listen to the fans. We know what we want to watch. WWE listens to fans. Fans, what the hell is WWE doing? These marks don't know shit about wrestling. WWE, like, what the fuck? There was a lot of comments on this. I'm not going to read because we went pretty long on this one. But, yeah, I mean...
Bro, the most infuriating thing about all those comments is stop calling people marks.
I know, right?
Everybody, like, come on with this whole mark stuff.
It's stupid, yeah.
Everybody's a fan, guys.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah. But most importantly, you know, I mean... and I get what everybody's saying, so don't get me wrong, because I've been in the business a long time, and I know
20 plus years.
But the bottom line is that when people are talking and they want to voice their opinion on how they didn't like it or they did like it, you know, they call them marks, but that's not what a mark is. Okay, so number one, know your history on what the mark is, and then come back on the show, or write it on our Facebook page. But other than that, you don't know what a fucking mark is.
It's like
would you say
Stone Cold live?
No, that's not. No, I'll explain.
No.
We don't got time for it, but
so Tony,
what?
Would you say that they missed the mark?
Yes.
Is Rick Joke of the Week coming back?
No.
Yes.
No. Hell no. Not no, but hell no.
You know what? With that being said, let's take a pause for the cause because
Yeah.
y'all
We've been
bugging out, you marks.
We've been talking about this long enough, and again, if you still want comments on our page, just post them on there. We'll talk about it next week's show. Let's take a quick pause. When we come back, we got Raw notes and just SmackDown breakdown. What happened?
Taste the rainbow.
Be right back.
Hi, I'm WWE superstar Charlotte Flair, also known as the Queen, and listen to Wrestling POV podcast and always do it with Flair. Woo!
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Wrestling POV and Wrestling POV Global is affiliated with the Collar Noble brand. Go to collarnoble.com. Save yourself 10% by using promo code WPOV. And if that doesn't wet your whistle, you can come onto our Facebook page and buy some t-shirts from us, the Wrestling POV Podcast Crew. $21 plus shipping can get you a Wrestling POV t-shirt.
Yeah.
Beautiful in red, black, or white. Buy all three for $55 plus shipping, and you will look fancy, boys and girls. You know, anything you want. And they will be available for you by the end of the month. So, put your orders in on our Facebook page, and you will get a message back from one of us. Also, just to throw this out there, if you want to hear from Miguel Cole, and you want a message from Miguel Cole himself, hit him up. He'll charge you. But it'll be a good video.
He will charge you though, just so you guys know. He's trying to make money to go back to Mexico.
Yeah, something like that. $35.99. What?
Jesus Christ.
Per second.
Damn.
Bro, you bugging.
All right, let's get into Raw notes real quick. All right, for me, Raw started off hot. Started off really hot. I really like this whole segment with Kevin Owens and then Seth coming out with AOP. They're attacking Kevin Owens. Samoa Joe, let me tell you something. Came out with a big ass pop, really, really big ass pop, and they just brawled it out. You know, I gave this segment a 3.5. I thought it was really good. If I really wanted it to be picky about this, I think Rey should have came out. Rey Mysterio should have came out and helped. That way it could give that impression that a 3-on-3 is going to be in the future, which it still is.
A menage a trois.
But, yeah, a menage a trois. The lowest point for me, and you guys are probably going to hate me on this, but it was the Randy Orton promo with AJ Styles. I mean, I love the fact that, Orton gave the RKO out of nowhere, but, I mean, to fake the injury and all, it's like they went a little bit too extreme. I gave it a 1.
Yeah, you ruined the house show match for that as well.
Exactly. So it was kind of like, why? What was the reason behind it? But that's all right. There was a couple other threes that I put on there. Aleister Black versus Buddy Murphy, really good match. And the OC promo with the match and with the Street Profits. I gave that one a 3 also. But overall, I gave Raw a 2.33.
All right. Well, for me, my highest point, I agree with you, was the Street Profits defeating the OC. I gave it a 3. I thought it was a very enjoyable match. The lowest point has to be Rowan facing Kip Stevens. Gave that a 0.5. Listen, we had Liv Morgan. People are saying, Liv Morgan had all these vignettes. No, she had like 3 weeks of vignettes, and then bam, Eric Rowan's are going on over a month now. Mm-hmm. What is in the freaking box? Yeah, and also Drew McIntyre defeating Ryder and Hawkins. I gave that a 0.5. We already know Drew McIntyre's a monster. Why are we putting him against Ryder and Hawkins?
But not only that,
story, guys.
Like lately, they've been having him be more verbal.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
So those are my 2.5s. Overall, I gave Raw a 1.7 stars this week.
Damn.
Well, with me, my low point was the Eric Rowan and the Kip Stevens. I gave that a 1. I had a couple of 3s, which was the Kevin Owens and Seth AOP, fight brawl in the beginning, and Andrade when Ricochet comes out and challenges Andrade.
That was a good one.
I gave that a 3. Mm-hmm. Overall, Raw for me was a 2.11.
Oh.
All right. Well, since it was an award show for NXT this week, we're gonna jump into the SmackDown Breakdown.
Are you ready?
Break it down. Degenerate into something cool. We just got tired of doing what you told us to do. That's a break, boy. Yeah, that's a break, little man. Break it down.
All right. Well, for me, SmackDown was a little bit of a letdown. For me, my highest point had to be Shorty G defeating Dash Wilder, only because Sheamus came out and bro kicked the hell out of Shorty G. It was a long-awaited time. And also, another 2.5 went to Roman and DB versus Ziggler and Corbin, with a return of Los Usos. Primo and Cologne and Epico aren't there no more, so they combined the Usos and the Colognes together with those new haircuts.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Uso Loco. I mean, I want to put the Dominican Usos in the book.
Jesus, man.
Come on.
How they come out.
No, they can come out the same. They can grow the hair.
No, it's how
I
they come
agree.
out.
I'm half Dominican. I agree.
No.
Dominican Usos are going in the book.
Dominican Usos, yeah. Put the Dominican Usos in the book. Yeah,
Dominican Usos! You just made a libro! And my low point for me, honestly, Elias, a 0.5.
Yeah, what was up with that?
That was terrible. It was him saying that he's going to be in the Royal Rumble, but it was trash. And Elias, I'm sorry. This babyface turn is over. It sucks.
No.
So for me, overall, SmackDown, 1.5. Bad.
Wow.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mimi.
For me, I didn't like SmackDown at all. I mean, the the ending was great. The beginning with the Sasha, Nikki, and Lacey and Dana, it was like...
Oh, how bad was that? Lacey said,
horrible.
"You're out here talking about my 7-year-old daughter." No, nobody talked about your
Nobody
daughter.
Nobody mentioned her.
Oh, by the way, I want to take Cesaro's High Water Capris out of the book.
Yep.
Because
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
He came out with his
Came out in trunks. I think somebody told him.
trunks.
Like, yo, these dudes that wrestle in POV, They're dogging on you on this shit, man.
So
And he was probably like, all right, yeah, you're right.
And my overall rating for SmackDown was a 2.3, but that's because there was like hardly any matches, so the numbers got boosted up some. Like I said, it was for me. It was a horrible SmackDown as well as a horrible Raw.
Okay. All right. Well, for me, it was the same thing. I mean, the lowest point was Elias. It was like, all right, why did he need his own segment just for that? Mm-hmm. And it was kind of comical, but it was unnecessary.
Right.
Now, for me, the biggest disappointment was the fact that how they fucking, we had a big surprise with Sheamus, a big surprise with the Usos, but a fucking letdown with fucking John Morrison.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I know.
There's so many ways you could have done that differently. I think one of the best ways you could have done it was have Big E get his hands on Miz and have Morrison come out and save him.
Exactly.
Yep.
And then that could lead to them two fighting against each other because, I'm sorry, everybody's like, oh, they could have waited for the Rumble. No, you cannot put him in the Rumble. You can't. Because I'm telling you right now, Vince has this thing that if you are a star, okay, like, for instance, I'm shocked he did it with AJ. I really am. But if somebody in the caliber as John Morrison, you can't put him in the Royal Rumble because then he has to win it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how Vince looks at some of these guys, If I put you in the Rumble, kid, you're going to have to win it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm shocked that he did it with AJ, but everybody else, he won't let them in the Rumble because then he has to win it.
Well, I think AJ also had his own creative.
Yeah, but I don't know. He might have. I don't know. Who knows? But there was a lot of ways they could have done this.
Yeah.
A lot of ways. I mean, but then again, it's like, all right, well, Miz just did kind of like a heel turn. So does that mean John Morrison is a heel?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Is he better as a heel or as a baby face?
That tag team is as good as heels, and if they bring that show back, come on, bro.
It is, and you know what? I mean, it's gonna be obviously because we got 2 more weeks?
Yeah, about
before the Royal Rumble. Right?
3 more weeks, I think.
Is it 3 more weeks? So, at the Rumble is going to be them, fighting against each other for the tag team belts. You know what I'm saying? Now, my question is, now let me throw this out there for you. And this might be a poll on our Facebook page. Do you think that guys like Shinsuke and Andrade now, and the tag team champions, for both Raw and SmackDown, if they have a match at the Royal Rumble, should they also be participants in the Royal Rumble?
No, absolutely
yeah,
not.
I don't think so either. But why do they do it? Because for me, I think it's just a waste.
It is. Because they're not going to win.
Exactly. But not only that, though, even when they do the Legends, it's kind of like, all right, is it good to see them? Yeah. But it's kind of like you already know they're not going to win it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
With
But
the
at same
Legends,
token, they need to put other people in so they can actually show their skills.
Yeah, but at the same time, you look at fucking somebody like Titus O'Neil. Nothing against the guy, but Hawkins, you got him, Kurt Hawkins, or whatever the fuck his name is. If they going into the Rumble, it's kind of like you already know they're not going to win. They never have. But when they do this stuff, it's like put people in the Rumble that people will say, wow, he's got a good chance to win. He's got a good chance to win. He's got a good chance to win. Instead, they throw in somebody like Titus O'Neil, who at one point couldn't even fucking run to the ring.
He slid.
He slid. He was Titus World Slide. But you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like everybody knows. And it's funny because it's like it kind of takes the air out of you when somebody like Titus O'Neil comes out and you're like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, because he's not going to win. It's like, come on. If I were to ever complain about the Royal Rumble, that's the one thing I would complain about is the fact of, you know what, you got to boost it up more. Make it more exciting. Make it more to where people will say, he's got a good chance to win. Especially... No, go ahead.
I like the fact that the Legends are in there, though.
I do, too.
with Goldust, when Goldust came back, it brought him back into the mix.
Yeah.
When RVD came back, it put him back in the mix. Mr. Perfect even got back in the mix.
Yeah.
And Mr. Perfect almost won. He was in the final 3. So it was just like, yo, putting them back to get them back into the business, I can understand. But you put somebody like a Santino or somebody, you're just like, all right, he's not going to win.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah. But even still, I mean, I just sometimes wish that it was just more exciting, to get, because then
more of a competition.
More of a competition, exactly. Because when we play our pay-per-view points game, those that been playing for a while know that we give a random number to you guys as an extra, for extra points in the game.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, the person who gets a Titus O'Neil, that don't look good for you. It does not look good for you. And we will be doing that again this year.
Shit.
So, I mean, not only your pick, but you will be getting a random number for the additional points, which we will say later on. But anyway, so back to SmackDown for me. I was just really disappointed in that. But the highlight for me was just a Roman and Daniel Bryan versus Corbin and Ziggler. I do like the fact that Usos came out. They came out with a decent pot. I gave it a 3.5. Overall, though, I gave SmackDown a 2.2. So it's kind of close to Raw.
All right. Well, with that being said, it is now time for Raw versus NXT versus SmackDown. And NXT had the week off, so this is a chance for SmackDown or Raw to catch up. Currently, NXT is ahead 18 to Raw's 15 to SmackDown's 5. Now, before we put in our picks, I did the math, people. There are 14 weeks, including today, remaining before Mania.
Oh.
SmackDown has 5. They need to win every single week from here on out to win 19 to 18 to 15. If Raw wins this week, SmackDown then needs to win every single week for the rest of the weeks up until WrestleMania to tie with NXT. So essentially, SmackDown can be eliminated in the next 2 weeks from getting to the top. With that being said, they stayed alive.
Got to try to stay alive.
All right. With that being said, what is your vote? Is it Raw or is it SmackDown this week?
Mimi.
Well, if I'm going according to my numbers, SmackDown got a 2.3 and Raw got a 2.11. And I was happy that the Usos came back, so I'm going to go SmackDown this week.
There you go.
All right. Tony, I'm going to make it difficult for you. Because for me, I gave Raw a 1.7, I gave SmackDown a 1.5. And I'll be honest with you. Again, Raw opened up hot. It ended warm. But the middle was Raw. I didn't like it. Yeah. But SmackDown overall, I didn't like at all. They dropped the ball. I mean, I liked Sheamus' return. Usos was alright, but you dropped the ball with Morrison, and that was your biggest name to return. And you dropped it heavily. So with being said, I'm going with Raw this week. So Tony, it's up to you.
All right. Well, I gave Raw a 2.3, and I gave SmackDown a 2.2. So now I got to go off of what really stuck out for me. And you're right, Rick. The beginning of Raw really, really stood out for me. I was disappointed in SmackDown because they could have done something really good because they had 3 people coming back, 3 names coming back, and they did good on 2 out of the 3. Mm-hmm. But the third one, that person, John Morrison, who should have been the highlight, they didn't do it.
Became the low light.
It became the low light, so I was a little disappointed in that. Raw, for me, I hated the Lana and Bobby Lashley wedding, but a lot of people liked it. But at the same time, I had 3 matches that were over 3. But this is like tied between the 2. Honestly, you know what? I will go with SmackDown this week only because they did have the 3 people that came back. I like that. I always did like that. I'm disappointed on how they did it because for me, even though Raw had the 3 matches that I had that were over a 3, The beginning was just hot, and I enjoyed it. I really liked it, but I wasn't really in love with Raw.
Gotcha.
So I'll go with SmackDown.
All right. With that being said, so SmackDown lives to see another week. As NXT has 18, Raw has 15, and SmackDown now has 6. Now, they add another 2 weeks. So they're alive for at least another 2 weeks before they're officially eliminated.
Damn.
Tony, let's open up the book.
Let us open up the book. Yes, of course. Those that are new to the show, basically what we do is put the most ridiculous things that happen in the week of wrestling. We just talk about it, get a few laughs, get a few hee-hees and ha-has. And we added some new ones this week. So with that being said, Matt Riddle's chanclas.
Stays.
Bailey's badonkadonk.
Stays.
Now, you know what? I gotta mention this, and I do. And this actually should have been part of my vote too. Was the Bailey? She's doing really bad as a heel.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's looking like a fucking emo soccer mom. It's like she comes out like, oh,
Like she looked like
Eeyore from
yeah.
fucking Winnie the Pooh. You know, it's kind of like, all right, you know what, Bailey?
She's trying to come out like a badass.
Yeah, but it's not working.
Not a badass.
But
It's not
you
working.
know, but you know who's coming out worse, in my opinion?
Who?
Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross as baby faces.
Yeah.
I can't stand them.
Yeah,
I hate it.
yeah.
And you
I
know
want
what?
Alexa to turn on Nikki.
I know, right?
All right.
But the thing of it is, everybody's expecting that. That's
Yeah,
just
it would have to
Or
be
maybe
Nikki.
Nikki should turn on
Oh
Alexa.
yeah, it should
Yeah.
be Nikki
That
turning on
should
that.
be
And
fun.
you
That
know
would
what?
be cool.
Because Nikki and Bailey are doing bad at their jobs, I want to take them out the book for their badonkadunks. Because
Wait,
Because
Nikki
you know
and
what?
who?
And Bailey.
and Bailey's.
Nikki's badunky donkey.
Oh yeah.
And Bailey's
Yeah,
badunka
because even though
Yeah,
it's a
we'll take
bad
them.
thing to be in the book, I don't want to keep saying their names because they don't bring me
They-
joy.
They don't.
And badonkadunks are supposed to give me joy.
Yeah,
Badunka.
yeah. It is supposed to kill
That's
us.
true.
It is true. I still like Bailey's badonkadonk.
All right.
I still like Nikki's badonkadonky.
All right.
So Bailey's badonkadonky is
Out the book.
Out the book. Nikki's badonkadonky is out the book. Cesaro Highwater Caprice is out the book.
Out the book.
Bobby Lashley's painted on eyebrow. It stays. Oh my god, it looks so horrendous. I thought he was
Absolutely.
the Chola. It's like, dude, come on, man. Carmella's acting skills.
Stays.
AEW fanboy stays.
Yeah.
Doink Mysterio. That stays.
Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble, yeah. Sandman. He stays.
You know what? Keep him in 2019. Take him out. I would take him out because he's
Take him out?
relevant to us. Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Out the
Ridiculous.
book.
All right, Ortiz toe shoes.
Stays.
Dolph Ziggler's snapback hat.
He didn't wear it.
Well, he had a hat on.
He had a snapback hat on.
He had a snapback
He
hat
did.
on. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't even notice.
Rick Serrano's the third. Obnoxious for Love for Edge. Stays.
Man, we said
We
that.
stay. No, and I changed my mind. Braun Strowman's Boogie Doogie.
That stays.
Bianca Belair's Unknown Reason.
Yes.
That
Stays.
good.
Lana's Doo-Doo Face.
That stays. You want to be the highest rated thing on YouTube? You staying in there until it goes under 2 million.
Exactly. And the newest entry into the book, Dominican Usos. See.
See,
Holy shit, man. What a show. What a
When
show.
Bianca Belair comes out, that's when Rick Serrano comes out.
Ooh. Interesting. But wait a minute. Didn't you put Montez Ford in? Oh, no. You was thinking about it. Never mind.
I'm thinking about it.
Okay. All right. So I think that's it for the show. Like I said, if you got any more questions or you want a certain subject that you want us to talk about on the show, just drop us a line. Even for the Wrestling POV Global guys, if you want to ask them a question, throw it on the Facebook page. They'll answer it on the show. Their show comes out every Thursday. You can enjoy that and listen to your AEW, New Japan, MLW news, and all that other shit.
Yeah,
that
they're
they
going
do
to be
over
talking
there.
about Wrestle Kingdom.
And they're gonna,
as well.
yeah, they got Wrestle Kingdom to talk about next week. So just stay tuned for that. With that being said, what I do is I play a song off my playlist. All you do is beat the Wrestling POV guys. That's all you got to do. And then, we ride off into the sunset until next week while we are preparing for the first ever Royal Rumble pay-per-view points game with the new point system, folks, where you can win a custom belt from the Wrestling POV. With that being said, I am your host, Tony Diaz, along with
Mimi Goody.
and the third wheel,
Rick Serrano the third.
and our intern.
Miguel Cole. Adios.
Love, peace, and wrestling. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace out.
All right, we ready?
Yes, sir. Is that Chris Masters?
No. An older version of him, though.
Oh, is that
Lex
that's
Luger.
Tony Adonis, Lex Luger.
Yeah. All right, hold on. You got to dust the road,
That's that
baby.
sucker and suck taste right there.
Yes, that's right, baby.
He's just a common man,
Common man.
working hard with his hands. He's just
Yo, the Rose know how to take characters and
working
blow them up.
I know, right? Crazy.
But this was not supposed to succeed.
It wasn't. All he was supposed to be was, what do they call him? Johnny Plumber or whatever? Joe the Plumber. That's all he was supposed to be. Which is fine. Good talent. But I've heard bad things about him too. But that's a subject for another day.